Hi everyone, it's Teresa back with another video on Craving Crochet. Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. I'm trying to be more active on my YouTube channel. I've been very busy and I'm bringing you a tutorial. I started this tutorial last summer. Shame on me. And I finally got to it, editing, and I actually missed doing the last row, but I'm gonna put the instructions in the video. It'll make sense. I believe that you'll understand it. And this is what I made. I made a placemat, and I finished it last year, but I just didn't get it up and running. And it's based on the it's based on the Apache Tears pattern. I'm gonna leave the link for the pattern below, so you can grab a copy of it and follow along. I just didn't get the last row finished on camera, but it's pretty much a repeat of the beginning, and it's pretty self-explanatory, and I just love the way it turned out. Is this the top? Yeah, this is the top. And then with the fringes, all I did, because you're going to get all these loose ends at the end, and basically all I did was I just braided them and just put a knot, and it looks great. So anyways, I also made a rug. It's on my channel. I'll link it in here as well, with just the two colors. But I thought this is a great stash buster. You can make a blanket with this if you have lots of yarn that you want to get rid of and use up. And it looks really complicated, but it's not. It's really easy to do. Really easy to do. Once you get rolling with it, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna get creative. And I love the way it turned out. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and thank you so much for coming back to Craving Crochet. On with the tutorial. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm going to start with this Apache Tears Mosaic Crochet chart. I found this online. I found it at a website. I can't remember the name, but she was making a mug rug pattern, My Crochet Space. But so this is the only chart that I could find that was already ready-made without me having to kind of reconstruct it. So the stitch pattern is a stitch pattern of 6 repeats. So in this case you have to chain 27, but we're not making a mug rug. I'm going to make a placemat. So I'm going to need to make 50 some odd chains. Now I can't remember the amount. But I'm going to do 9 sets of 6 plus 3. So it's a repeat of 6. Your beginning chains are, so this is this, if you're looking at this, this is a 3 repeat, 3 6 stitch repeat plus 3, so that's 27 chains, right? So for 3, does that make sense? Yeah, so you would make 3 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27, and that's for a mug rug. You can do that if you want, but I am going to do a placemat, so it's a little bit longer, so I need 9 plus 3, 9 times 6 plus 3. So I'll be right back with my yarn. This is a great project for scrap yarn. So I'm using cotton. So I have a bunch of cotton yarn that I'm going to be making this project with. So I'll be right back to start. If you want to do a placemat with me, then feel free to follow exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so to start this pattern, I'm going to make a chain of 57 chains, which is 9 times 6 is 54, plus 3 is 57. So I'm just going to chain 57 chains. So I just made my slip stitch, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I'm going to come back when I reach 57. You don't want to watch me stitch or make a chain of 57. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've completed my chain of 57 chains. And so now what we have to do is make single crochets all the way along the first row, all the way along. So it's repeats of 6. The pattern repeat is 6 plus the 2. I'm going to show you once I get to this part, but we're going to do single crochets all the way along. So we make a single crochet starting in the second chain from the hook. So you never count the chain on your hook. Skip the first one and then go to the next one and make a single crochet. I haven't done a tutorial in so long. So that's one. Go into your next stitch and make a single crochet. 2, go into the next stitch, make a single crochet. 3, and so I'm just going to keep making single crochets along. You don't want to watch me make single crochets all the way along, do you? That's 4. Go into the next one, make a single crochet. 5, go into the next one, make a single crochet. 6, so I'm going to go all the way through and I'll meet you back when I'm done. Okay, so I have completed all my single crochets. So you should have, if you're following along with me, you should have 56 single crochets. So that's 54 would be like the 6 times 9, 54, and then the 2 extra single crochets, you have to do 1 on each side, and I'll explain it as I go along. So that makes 56 single crochets. So you should have 56. If you're following, this is probably the right size for a placemat. I have my camera zoomed in, so because I'm trying to show you how to do it. So anyway, so we've completed the first row and we've done all the single crochets along the chain of 50, can't remember what it was now, 57? Yes, 57 I believe. Yes, yeah, that's right, because then we ended up with 56 single crochets. So now, so that's row 1. So now row 2, we're going to change colors. So that's how you work the mosaic crochet. You're always working 1 row at a time and you're going from right to left, right? So this is the end of the row. So we're going to cut our yarn. And now usually what a lot of people do is they make it just 2 colors, but I'm changing this. I'm going to be doing different colors every single row. So you cut your yarn, because I'm just trying to use up my scrap yarn. So you can make a placemat if you want. You can make a blanket, anything you want. Just make sure that you've got the 6 row pattern repeat. Okay, so now we're on row 2, right here. So row 2, we have to make a single crochet through the front and back loops, and then these indicate single crochets but through the back loop only. See if I'm showing you that. Single crochet through the back loop only when there's nothing, it's just a blank square, right? And then the X's indicate double crochets, but we're not on that row yet, so we're not doing any double crochets in that row. So all we're doing is a single crochet, a full single crochet, let's say it that way, front and back loops, and a full single crochet at the very end, front and back loops. And then we're going to do just single crochets all the way along between those 2 through the back loops only, but we're going to change colors. So I cut my yarn, and so now I'm going to use this pretty blue yarn. Oops. Oh, that was another one I was working on. I had started it and then I thought, let me start recording this, because I thought, I was going to make a full one, and then I thought, you know what, let me just start recording it. That way I can get it up and running quicker, instead of me having to finish one and then start a new one all over again. So we're going in that very first single crochet. So I'm trying to see what I'm doing, and I'm trying to record. So that's, I believe that's the very first one. You see the front and back loops. So let me just see if I can get my hook in there. Sorry, I am trying to do this while I'm recording and trying to get everything on camera. There's a knot in here, so I'm going to cut this. Okay, so I'm just going to put the yarn. Let me grab some yarn. Put the yarn on my hook. Hopefully I'm on camera. Put the yarn on your hook and just pull up through, pull up the loop. If I can get it to work. There we go. Then we're going to just make a chain. Okay, and then you're just going to go back into that space. That's the exact space on the top and back, front and back of those loops, and make your first single crochet right there and right here on the pattern. So now we're going to make single crochets all the way along through the back loop only. So find your next stitch, which is right here, and we're not going to work front and back, we're just going to go in the back. So you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Go to the next one, which I believe is here, and insert your hook and pull through and make your single crochet through the back loop. The first row is a little bit hard to see what you're doing, but then once you get started, I promise you it's a breeze, and the result is just gorgeous. So just carry on making your single crochets through the back loop only, all the way along this row, and I will meet you at the second last single crochet. I'll do one more on camera, and then I'll let you go for it, and I'll go for it. So there we go. That's the second row in progress. We'll be right back. Okay, so I have done my single crochets behind the back loop, but the back loop only. I've done 55, and now I'm on the last one. So when you do the last one, you go through the front and back loop to complete your row. So that makes 56 single crochets all the way along, and that's looking good. So that's row 2. So now we have to cut our yarn. I need to go get more different color yarn. So then what you do is you cut it, you chain, and you secure your end. And then we're going to start here, and we're going to start row 3. So I have to go grab a different color yarn because I'm making this all different colors. I'll be right back. I forgot to get my yarn. Okay, I'm back. I had to go get all my yarn. It was all in a different location. Not a good idea when you're trying to record something. But anyways, I'm back. And we're on row 3, and I think I'm going to go with this. Let's see. I think that would look nice. So let me go with this one. So row 3. So row 3, we're going to start with that single crochet in the front and back loop. So let me see if I can show you. I don't know how good I can see, but my eyes. Okay, so we're going to do a single crochet through the front and back, like we do at the very first one and the very last one in the whole project. We're going to do that. So you yarn over and oops, go back in. Okay, yarn over, pull up your loop, make a chain, go back into that single crochet and make into that single crochet underneath and make a single crochet. So the next thing the pattern says for us to do is an X. So X means dropped double crochet. So to do that, this is going to look so nice. You yarn over. Now the only thing that's a little bit tricky with this is that when you're using the two different colors yarns, you would match it with, but I guess you can see it better too because you're using different colored yarns. When you're using two different colored yarns, you would match this to the color that would have been underneath would have been this color, if that's making any sense at all. But, so we're gonna skip, we're going to yarn over, and then you go to the next stitch and you go below that stitch, the row, previous row. Hopefully I'm making sense. And of course the yarn is splitting because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. Then you yarn over and you make a double crochet, dropped double crochet, because it's below, right? So you're essentially covering up the single crochet you just made and the row before. So that's right there. So you do the dropped double crochet, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets through the back loop only. So just follow along. So you go, so now you can start seeing the stitches better. It's hard in the first row. So now go through that back loop, make 1, go through the next, through the back loop, 2 single crochets, through the next 3 single crochets, through the next back loop, 4 single crochets, oops, don't fall on the floor, and through the next loop, 5 single crochets. So we've got the dropped, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's your pattern, pretty much. So, which is 6 stitches. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to do the dropped, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the dropped, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dropped, and so on and so forth. So I'll do a couple more on camera. Hopefully you'll understand. So the next one is the dropped. So you go in, instead of going into there, you're just going to follow along to the bottom of that. Oh, I wasn't on camera, sorry. So yarn over, do it over. Hopefully I can cut that out. So we're not going to go into this stitch, but we're going to go follow right to the bottom of that. Find the bottom of it. It's a little bit trickier when you're using different colors. When you're using the two colors, like I said, it's much easier to locate. And then you make your double, just like that. And then we're going to do 5 singles through the back loop. So go to the next one, single crochet 1, go to the next one, single crochet 2, go to the next one, single crochet 3, go to the next one, single crochet 4, go to the next one, single crochet 5. Right? So we've done another one. So now we've done 1, 2. So we've done that. So now we've got to do another one, another dropped double crochet. So you yarn over, instead of going into this stitch, you just follow to underneath it from the previous row, and then just go into that stitch there in the front and make your double. So just carry on making this pattern. So next we're going to do again 5 through the back, and then the 6th one you're going to do the dropped. So I'm going to carry on doing this, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of the row. So I've done my last drop double, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles through the back loop, and I'm going to do my very last single through the front and the back of the last stitch here. If I can see it here, I can't see anything. I have to put it really close to my face. So we're going to go through the front and back, see? Hopefully that shows up. And make your last single through the front and back loop. And that's looking really pretty. That's gonna look nice. And then make a chain, cut your yarn, and pull through. So we're finished row 3. Okay, so for row 4, again, you're gonna do a single crochet. Then we're gonna do a single crochet through the front and back loop, then a single crochet through the back loop, and then a drop down double crochet again. So now I'm going to pick another color. I want to make it all different colors. Don't you think that's going to look nice? Should I go with this or should I go with white? This one's got like speckles in it, or I've got this color or a gray. Oops. That's pretty much all my colors, but I want to use it up. Did I show this one? That's another one, another shade of green. Maybe I'll go with this, or should I do gray? Maybe I'll do gray. It doesn't matter. So let's start with the gray. This is gonna look really nice. I've seen people do different colors. I'm like, how do they do that? I thought, do you have to do one stitch and like one row or 2 rows of the same color and then 2 rows? No, but then I looked at it more closely and I realized they're just doing different colored stitches, each or different colored yarn in each row. So we're going to start with a single crochet through the front and back loop. So I'll quickly show you that. So this is the very first single crochet we made. So we're going to grab the yarn, pull up a loop, and chain 1, and then go back in and make a single crochet, just like that. And then the next thing we have to do is make a single crochet through the back loop. So the next, it's going to be behind this double here from the previous row. So you make a single there, and then this is, it's like they get staggered, these dropped doubles. So the next one is going to be the double. The double, hopefully I'm making sense. Double crochet, staggered, so it's not going to be right here, but it's going to be right here. So right beside it, but you drop it down. Hopefully this is making sense. When you do 2 colors, it's a lot easier, but I like to do things the hard way. I like to challenge myself. So there, it's not on top of that, it's right beside it. Okay, so what I was saying was, see how it staggered, and then my card got full and stopped working. So that's row 4. See, it's staggered on the pattern too. Sorry, you can't see it. Right here. See how it's staggered all the way along? Okay, so now we're going to do 5 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through the back loop. So you go to the next stitch through the back loop. Now it's starting to get easier to do because you can see the stitches. So we do 1, 2 single crochets, go to the next through the back loop, 3 single crochets, go to the next one through the back loop, 4 single crochets, and then the last one here. See where the double was from the previous row? That's where you put your 5th one. So one double, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles, so which makes 6. And then the next stitch is going to be the double again. Where are we here? Here? I think we're here. So now we're going to do a double. So you stagger it once again. So you yarn over. You won't do it in this stitch, but you do it in the one right below it. Hopefully I was on camera for that, because I'm trying to do it and demonstrate at the same time. So the next is again 5 singles through the back loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know you're in the right spot because your last one is always on top of the double. Your last single is on top of the double from the previous row. So you know what we're going to do next, right? We're going to make another double. Not in this stitch, but in the one below. Such a cool pattern and such a nice pattern. I just love it. I really love it, and I'm just loving having changing all the colors. Like, look how nice that is. Oh, I love it. I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you make it with me. Okay, I'll do one more pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one is right on top of that double through the back loop, just like that. So that's a good way. See, once you get going, it starts to make more and more sense. So I'm going to complete this row and meet you back. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of the row and it's looking good. And then if you look at the pattern, I did this last double crochet here, which was row 4 right here. So now we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets through the back loop. So I'll show you that. 1, 2, 3. Somebody's doing fireworks outside. I don't know if you can hear it. 3, 4. So 4 single crochets through the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the single crochet through the front and the back. So that looks right. So that's the last stitch. Go through the front and the back and you make your full double crochet there. That's the end of row 4. Oh my gosh, I love it. So pretty. Fun. It's fun. Isn't crochet fun? I love crocheting. So fun. I just need to have like projects to make. Like knowing that's what it is usually, right? It's just trying to figure out what am I going to make next? What am I going to make next? So that's row 4. So row 5, we're going to start with a single crochet, full single crochet, and then 1, 2 through the back loop, and then again the double, the drop double. So which color should I do? I think should I go with white? I think this would look really nice beside the gray. What do you think? I think so. I think that'll look nice. Let's go with that one. So again, we're going to do a full, when I say full, I mean, you know, behind the front and back loop. A regular single crochet, in other words. So you chain, put your hook through and pull up a loop, make a chain, and then go back in and make your single through that first one. And then what were we supposed to do again? Let's look. 1, 2, 2 singles through the back loop. So you go to the next stitch, 1 single through the back loop, and then the second one is behind where that double was from the previous row. 2, right? And then the next stitch is going to be a double because we just went on top of that double, so we have to stagger it. So you yarn over and you would go, instead of going in here, you're just going to move your finger down and go in here. And of course, trying to show you, it's always a challenge on camera. There we go. Got it. Got it. And then we start the pattern again. So the next thing is going to be 5. We're on row 5, right? So we did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Was that on camera? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets through the back loop. And you know you've done it correctly because the fifth single crochet is going to land on top of the double from the previous row. So if you miss that, then you know you've done something wrong. That's a good way to know that you're on the right track or not. So let me see if I'm doing this right. So 1, I'll do it on camera. 2, 3, 4, and I'm on the double crochet, so I did do it right. So 5 single crochets through the back loop. Now I've reached that double again, so now we're going to stagger it again. So you yarn over. You're not going to work in here, but you're going to go to the one right below, which is right there, and you make your double. Just like that. That's looking so pretty. And so I'll just do one more pattern. So 1, 2 through the back loop, 3 single crochets through the back loop, 4 single crochets through the back loop, and 5 single crochet through the back loop. And then once again we're on top of that double, so we're going to stagger and go right here and do that. So another way is to tell you're in the right spot is that you just go beside the double from below from the previous row. You go right beside it and then you just chain into there, or work your double crochet into that stitch. So I'm going to carry on and I'll meet you near the end of the row. Okay, I'm almost at the end of the row, and row 5, so I've done my last double. So what we have to do is 1, 2, 3 singles through the back loop, and then a full single through front and back loop, the very last single crochet from the previous row. So 1 single crochet through the back loop, 2 single crochet through the back loop, 3 single crochet through the back loop, and the very last one you're going to go front and back loop, both front and back loops, and make a full single crochet. And then we're going to cut the yarn. We're going to make a chain, and you're going to pull it through, and somebody is doing fireworks. So I think that's a good size for a placemat. You can't see it fully. Let's see. Oh, if I go down, my arms are not long enough. Okay. So now we're on row 6. So row 6, we do the full single crochet. 1, 2, 3 doubles. 3 singles, and then we start again with the drop down. So what do we do next? White? Should we do white? Let's go with white. Just throw in a white stripe. We'll see how it looks. If I don't like it, I'll pull it out. But where's the beginning of this yarn? This yarn I got years ago, and I'm going to use it up now. So hopefully I'll have enough yarn I can make a set of 4. Would be nice. Placemats for the summer. They're so nice and colorful. So you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, make a chain, and then go back in, and you make your first single. Oh, that's going to look nice with that white. So that's row 6, I said, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, just making sure. And so we do 1, 2, 3 singles through the back loop. So you go into the next stitch, which is right here. Work a single crochet through the back loop. That's 1. Go into the next one. Work a single through the back loop, that's 2, and go through that last one through the back loop. And you know you're in the right spot because you're right above that double. And then you have to make a double. So see how it's staggered? Staggered all the way. That's the beauty of the stitch. It's just that staggered stitch is so nice. So you yarn over, and you're not going to work in this stitch, but you're going to work in the one below, the gray. So you insert your hook in that loop, and you create your double staggered double crochet, just like so. And then the next thing we have to do, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets through the back loop. It looks nice with the splash of white. I like it. So another trick to know, because sometimes it can be confusing to know exactly where you might do it in the back where you're not supposed to, like behind the double. You don't want to go there. So you know you got to do 5 single crochets. So you go to the next where your double was from the previous and just go count 5 from there backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's how you'll know where to go, where to insert your hook, just in case you get confused. Sometimes I get confused, so that's another little way of making sure you're in the right spot. So let's do 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know you're in the right spot because you're right on top of that double from the previous row. I like it with that splash of white. Looks good. And yeah. So now we're going to make another double. So we're not going to go in here, but we're going to go in here. So yeah, it's not difficult to use different colors. It's just the starting is a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to carry on doing my 5 in the double staggered. I'll meet you near the end of the row, and I'm just going to keep going until I get the whole pattern. Once it starts repeating again, then I'll leave it to you to carry on with it. But I'm liking the way this is looking. This is looking good. Okay, I'm almost at the end of row 6. Don't fly away on me, yarn, but I'm not using that yarn anyways. So I'm near the end of the row. Let me just show you the pattern. Row 6. So I'm right about here. So I need to make my drop down double crochet, and then my 2 single crochets through the back loop, and then my single crochet through the front and back loop. So let me just quickly show you that on camera. So I yarn over. Instead of working in here, I'm going to go right below, make my double crochet in there, and then I'm going to work my 2 singles through the back loop. So go through the back loop of the next 2, 1 and 2, and then go through the front and back loop of the very last stitch, yarn over, pull through, and I like it. Very nice, very colorful. Cut your yarn and pull up a loop, and that is the end of row 6. Now we're going to do row 7, and I think I'm going to go with this beige. What do you think? Obviously you can't answer me back, not right now while I'm recording, but anyways. Row 7. So we're going to start row 7 by inserting our hook through the first stitch, just like so, and pull through, chain 1. Oops, these are all like different. Some of them are a little bit thicker, like that white is a lot thicker than this one. Okay, so we do that full single crochet beginning of row 7. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets through the back loop. So we do that very simply by So remember this one. So you can't, if you want to count backwards, if you're not sure where that double is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I had to do it twice because, of course, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, working always through the back loop, and 4. You know you're in the right spot because you're right above that double. And next we're going to do a double because you're at the double, or you finished there, and you have to stagger it. So instead of working in here, you're just going to go down to that row below. Row below. And make your double crochet. So we've done that, we've done these, and we've done that. Now we're going to start again with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles through the back loop and a double. I'll do one more. I'll do that one more pattern. One more on camera. So again, I'm going to start doing this trick because just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's my spot to work in. So 1, 2, hopefully I was on camera there. 3, sorry if I wasn't. 4, it's so annoying when people are not on camera and I do that sometimes. Forgive me. And 5. So we just worked on top of that double, so now we got to make another double right beside it, but drop down from the previous row. Just like that. So I'm going to do 5 singles again. When I reach here, I'm going to make my last single through the back loop, and then here I'll do my double. So I'll carry on working this, and I'll meet you at near the end of the row. Okay, I'm almost at the end of the row. So I'm on right here. I have to make my last double, drop down, single through the back loop, and single crochet through front and back loop. So I'll just quickly show you that. So yarn over, go to the bottom. Oops. It's like when I'm working off camera, I'm just zipping through, and then when I get on camera, I can't do anything. And then the next is work through the back loop of the next stitch and make your single, and then the very last stitch you're going to go through the front and back loop, make a full single. You're always making a full single, you're just working through front and back, and I just keep calling it full single, meaning front and back loop. And then you make a chain. This yarn is so much thinner than the white, but it's looking amazing. So we have 2 more rows to go. Look at that pattern. It's beautiful. Isn't it nice? I freaking love it. All right. So now we're on row 8. So we do a single, and then single through front and back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the pattern starts again, pretty much. Right, and then we're going to do that double, do the 5 double, then we end with the double here and the full single, and then you go back to row 3 to repeat the pattern. But I'll go through it with you. So what color should I do now? Is there anything I haven't used? I haven't used this or this yet. So maybe I'll go with the green because there's pink here, but I could use this pink too. It's a different shade. Oh, decisions. I'll go with the green. Okay, let's start. Once again, we go through the front and back loop only of the very first single crochet that we from the previous row, and we're going to do the same thing, make another single crochet through the front and back loop. So yarn over, pull through, and then work back in there, make your double single crochet. So that's that, row 8, and then